Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to Crafty TV. I'm just on the phone with Craig. Happy Halloween. I'll just tell him to quickly. Craig, I'm just about to do a live show. Call me back later on. Is there anything you want to say to everyone before I let you go? Anything you want to say?
Halloween is coming. Halloween
here we go.
Coming. Witches, cats, and big black bats. Woo!
Okay, thanks, Craig. Bye. Love you. Bye. 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 Oh dear, what is he like? What is he like? Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome to Crafty TV. My name is Ben Moseby. I've got changed from the earlier show. It was a little bit hot, to be honest with you. I wasn't quite myself. I got bitten by a wolf on the way in. Changed into, I don't know, some kind of Teen Wolf thing. I'm not quite sure what I am now, to be honest with you. The hair's all over the place. I've got eyeliner on still. I can't even tell you, to be honest.
Nothing new then.
John's just gone, well, nothing new then, really. Good news. Right, okay, well, anyway, welcome along to Crafty TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Happy Halloween, and welcome to an award-winning show. Yes, this is the Craft Along, where we strip things right back for you. We go through a project that you can craft along with in real time. None of this, here's one of those things I made earlier, or, oh, I did this bit earlier, and now I'm going to bring it. No, it's all done in real time for you. So the idea is you can actually craft along in real time during the show. And if you haven't yet got the product that we are featuring on this show, you can buy it in this show, and then you can craft along at a later date. That's why you guys have loved the craft along so much, and why it has won an award. We're going to look at the Ellipse Edge'ables dies over the course of this show. And before I get into the actual deal on this, let us welcome the lady who is leading the craft along, and it is an absolute beaut of a project you are going to be doing. She is all the way from Greece. Not that Greece. It is the wonderful pink lady herself, Michelle McCarthy. Grease lightning, go Grease lightning. You're right.
Do you know what? Firstly, I will apologise for my singing. But do you know what? The more comfortable I get with you guys, the more that you're going to hear my singing voice. So
yes.
Apologies now, but bring on the singing. And the crafting.
And the crafting.
We'll craft and we'll sing. We're going to craft this.
What a beautiful... Is that what we're making?
Yes, so this is what we're going to be making. So I can sing, but I can't speak. So this is with those beautiful Ellipse Edge'ables. So
wow.
Just a little bit different to popping them on your cards like we can do. I just thought we'd do something a little bit different with them.
I tell you what, I love the way as well. I mean, A, it looks an amazing project, but I love the way that you've colour coordinated it with your outfit today.
I know. I couldn't have. Do you know what? It's almost. In fact, I'm going to say I did it on purpose.
Yes.
You know, it was intentional.
Absolutely, claim it. You know, ride with it. Just before we get started, I know we're going to have a look through everything that you need. Is this? It looks very technical. It looks like it's a difficult one to do. Is this achievable for all?
It's very achievable for all. In fact, I know that I do some projects that got lots of steps in, but this one hasn't. This one is a nice, chilled out craft along. You're going to love this one. Nice and simple.
Let us then see exactly what we're going to need. So, do you want to do the? You do the. Who is it who has trouble reading the screens? Is that Debbie?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, well I'll hand over to you then. Tell us what we need. You've got 2 pairs of glasses if you can't read it, haven't you? So
I know exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm sorted. So what you are going to need is your Gemini traditional swirls die, spring sorbet 12x12 card pad, beginning of spring 12x12 paper pad. Say it with flowers 8x8 vellum pad, your water reactive ink pad in crushed velvet, and your quick dry ink pad in crushed velvet. Thinking of you stamp set, your sentiment tag punch, and then what you are also going to need along with those is your Gemini die cutting machine, your scoreboard, your guillotine, ruler, pencil, red liner tape, Kalal tacky glue, dotted tape pen, ribbons and gems.
Marvellous. We'll give you the opportunity to get those bits and pieces. We'll say a few hellos as well whilst we're waiting. Also, do let us know if you are crafting along. I know we haven't got someone to craft along live with this on the show, but that doesn't mean you can't do it in your craft room right now. So, as always, let us know if you are crafting along, and do send in pictures at the end of the show so we can share them with everybody else. We've got Radical Rachel on the socials this afternoon. Sandra is in saying, okay, ready to take notes. I'll be crafting along later. Hi to Eileen, who joins us from Puerto Rico. Hi also to Ben McCarthy.
Oh, bless.
Will he be dressed up for Halloween or just wearing a bubble hat?
He'll be just wearing just a beanie hat. Yes.
They've been taken off, hasn't it? Beanies and bubbles.
Yes.
Bubbles and beanies.
Beanies and bubbles.
Yeah.
Did you see the baby one he made? For Radical Rachel.
I want to say that I did.
Mustard. It's a matching mum and baby.
Ah. I saw the one that Astrid was wearing.
Yes.
She looked very snazzy.
Do you know what? Astrid could wear a bin bag and look fabulous.
Yes.
I love Astrid, so she's going to take that with the intention it was meant, that she's, you know, beautiful. It's disgusting. Love you, Astrid.
Disgusting. Love you. Wolf Dark Eyes Moonwater says, good morning here from Colorado. Ready with my notepad and gleaming eyes. Mary says hello from Maine. Hi to Laura Hernandez. Hi to Lynn Cherryman. Hi also to Carol, who says happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. Betty says nice sweater, Ben. That looks way more comfortable. I've got to tell you, I'm glad that I'm out of it. I might be persuaded to put it back on for Monday Makers later on, but I'm not guaranteeing it. Happy Halloween, says Carleen. Everyone, at quite a different pace from the last 2 weeks. Oh yeah, if you are looking for 2 hours of mayhem of us going back and forth at 100 miles an hour, you've come to the wrong place today. We're chilling, we're relaxing, we're maxing all cool and shooting some b-ball outside of the school. That's what we're doing today. Hi, Samantha says, this is so interesting, and Christine Mahoney says, that's exactly what I said about Astrid. She is so beautiful.
She is.
Rachel's just sent me a picture of her and the little one.
But saying that, Rachel and that baby, they're a stunning mum and baby, aren't they?
They are. I mean, even more stunning with the hats. I won't show it because Rachel hasn't said that I can, but if you just say that, Rachel, if you want me to show it, I will show it. I won't show it unless you tell me to. Good morning, Ben, says Peg. Your costume was hilarious. Thank you. I will. I might put it on later. You're winning the costume game today because A, your costume's amazing, and B, you can wear it for the long game.
Yeah. To be fair, it's quite warm in here. So I'm not surprised you got a bit hot.
It's just all the hair and the beard and... Listen, we're going to get the craft along started in just a few moments' time. Let us have a look at the dies. So these are the dies that Michelle's going to be working with. If you haven't yet got them, you can pick them up today. You can go on a 2 for if you want, 2 for £15, 2 for $18, or go the platinum price of £20.44, $25.44. You get all 4 of them. And they really are super beautiful with the technology for you to be able to cut through 2 layers of your cardstock at once. And of course, you've got 4 different beautiful designs. So you've got your delicate lace. You're also going to receive the Dainty Daisy. So much detail in all of these. They're absolutely gorgeous. This one is the beautiful... I thought I said dirty butterflies then. Dirty. Do you know why I thought of that? Because earlier on Tracy was talking about dirty fries. Dirty butterflies. Ditzy butterflies. Getting hungry. And then also in the collection you are going to receive the traditional swaddles. These should be £32 nearly, almost $40. Everyone saves 20% today. The price comes down to £20.44 or $25.44 if you're a platinum member. Allo Sydney. And Rachel says it is okay just to quickly show her pic. Just look, how cute is that? Rachel and the little one. With their matching bobble hats. It's cute!
Yes. When Ben made that the baby one at home, I mean, it's tiny and it's got this huge bobble on the top, and it was just the cutest thing I've ever seen. No, it wasn't. The baby in the bobble hat is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Love it.
He's gorgeous, isn't he?
Right. Let us get cracking. As always, any questions, any comments, anything you need repeated, let us know on the socials, wherever you're watching. And as I said, feel free to let us know if you are crafting to send in pictures. And also, as it is Halloween, let us know what you're wearing tonight. Are you going out? Are you dressing up? Could you not care less about Halloween? What are you thinking about it all? Love to see pictures if you are going out this evening with your kids and the grandkids. But let us get started on this amazing project. Where do we begin, Michelle?
So I'm thinking we'll begin at the beginning. What do you think?
Very good place to start.
So I have got my spring sorbet. Now, if you have got these pads, so I've got my beginning of spring as well. I think it's this one that's unfortunately sold out, isn't it, at the minute?
Oh,
but
yes.
if you've got hold of these, then you'll know you're gonna be loving them. They are the most beautiful paper pads. So we're gonna use this first. So this is our pearlescent card, and all I'm gonna do is we're gonna pick a couple of pieces. And the reason I sort of went for the light pink is because if I bring my bag in and show you, for one, I wanted my paper to be quite similar in colour, but if you obviously want it as a stark contrast, you're going to pick maybe the green from out of this one. In fact, I think we might actually pick a different colour just so you can then see how it looks in a totally different sort of colour scheme to the one I've already done.
Yeah.
But again, you know, you've got these pads. Oh, look at that cat. Oh.
Decisions.
I know. No, I'm going to go with those. I've taken those out, so I'm going to go with those. But what I'm going to do before I carry on is I'm just going to sit those there and I'm going to flick through my paper pad and I'm going to pick the couple of pieces that I sort of want. So I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to sort of place it against it, see how I like that. See, they all go perfectly with it. Which is the brilliant things about these.
Yeah, you don't have to scratch your head too much, do you? Thinking about what works with what.
That's it. So what I'm looking for this bag is I want this side really busy and I want the back to be a real alternative to it. So you've got that obvious. So again, if I bring this in, I want this to be obviously different to that because obviously it's folded over.
Yeah.
And I've just seen that one and it perfectly is. If I fold that over, I've got a real stark contrast between that and that. So I think I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, I am. So where is it? It's this one, isn't it? So let's pull those two out. So I've got all my papers ready to start with. And then I'm going to pop those up there. So I'm just going to pop my pattern paper to the side for now. And I'm going to bring in my guillotine. And we're going to cut these two pieces of card down. So I want two pieces, 9 inches by 10.5.
Yeah.
So 10.5 by 9. And then we'll do the same with the other piece, 10.5 inches by 9 inches.
Just to say as well, Wolf Dark Eyes Moonwater, I love that name, says,
love that.
oh no, red liner tape, the only thing I don't have. What is this tape? I thought I bought everything during birthday. You can obviously sub in, you can sub in something else, can't you, instead of red liner tape?
If she's got, she's got the finger lift tape or if she's just got her wet glue.
Yeah.
I use the red liner tape because it's an uber strong grab for when I'm making a bag, things like that, so.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't necessarily have to use it. But then again, you know, it's something for you to pop onto the website and buy today.
Absolutely right.
Right, so I've got my two pieces of card, and on the long side, so on the 10.5 inches, we're going to score this at 7. So my bag is going to be 7 inches wide, and we're going to score, my side pieces are going to be 3 inches wide, so I'm going to put that all the way down there. And what we're going to do, so this is the side of my bag, I'm going to score halfway, or go to the halfway mark, which is 8.5, sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to score. I'm not going to score all the way to the bottom because I don't need to. And then we're going to turn it round and I'm going to score this at 3 inches. So let's pop that across there. And we're going to do exactly the same on this one. So we're going to score at 7 inches because that is how wide my bag is going to be. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to score at 10. And that's going to be my tab, that 1/2 inch. And then halfway through these two score marks at 7, 8.5, we're going to just score so far down. We're going to flip it round and we're going to score at 3 inches. And then we're going to just move that. And then we're just going to burnish these marks and then we're going to snip the little bits away that we need to snip away at. And get that bent as well. So give it a good burnish. And then the same on this one. Do you know what? It's mesmerising using this card because it's almost got a gold shimmer to it, this piece.
Yeah.
But you can see it as I'm moving it, that shimmer on it. It's beautiful.
It is available on the show if you want to get the card as well. What's it? I can't say the spring sorbet. That's it, isn't it? I was looking at the pad. I think, what on earth it's called? What's it called? Spring sorbet. It is available on the show if you do want to pick that up to go with your dyes. Right.
So what we're going to do with this before I go any further is I'm going to. So if I bring this in, we're going to mark so far down. And we're going to have almost like. My mum had a bag when I was little, and I always remember the sides, sort of this gusset bit, was made out of a totally different material to the rest of the bag. So which is what my inspiration for this. But sometimes it's just nice to have a play about and not just make a normal gift bag. Adding those little elements to the sides or anywhere like that, it's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to score 2.5 inches down, and I'm using my glass mat. So I've lined my card up on here, and I'm just going to score 2.5 inches down. I'm just going to line my ruler up, and I'm just going to put a little notch there, and then I can just mark that out with my pencil. You don't have to mark it out with the pencil. If you just want to mark that little notch there and then just use your scissors, you can. But I'm going to use my pencil for one so you can see exactly what I'm doing and where I'm doing it. So again, I'm going to use my glass mat to measure. 2.5 inches down, so just lining that up, putting a little pencil mark there, and then we'll join that up. The only problem is when I've got a pearlescent card in front of me and I'm trying to score like this, because the light is shining on it.
Yeah.
I have to, it's I have to try and figure out where it is that I'm going, but I've done it. So what we're going to do is now, we're just going to cut those out. We're just going to snip them away.
Will you put the measurements up anywhere? Because Vicky's just asking, do you have the measurements written down so we can see in screenshot, or will you put them up after the show?
I'll put them up after the show. I've got them, do you know what? Again, I've got them next to me. All scribbled out.
Right. Is that legible? Could we? Yeah. Well.
It's not, look, that is why I'm not an artist. That's my drawing of a bag.
What? Not the finished bag.
No, of course not. No. But this is what my notebook at home looks like. So you know when I've told you before, I've got that notebook and it's got all my different cards in that I make. Yeah. It's got random scribbles in, all sorts of weird, it's my shorthand.
I like it. If you manage to screenshot that, good luck deciphering it. But Michelle will put the full details up, won't you, later on?
I will, definitely. Right, so on this piece, we've cut this out here, and then all I'm going to do now is we're just going to snip these away. So that is my the tab, the glue tab. I couldn't think of the word then. So again, for the bottom, so this is going to be the base of my bag. And again, so it's absolutely up to you how you make these tabs. You might just want to cut straight down and fold them under, but I always find it so much easier, and I find it closes a lot nicer if you just take that little wedge away. But again, I suppose it's what works for you.
I think, I mean, not that I've had much experience in making boxes, but the time I did do I did a craft along with Debbie Fisher actually, and she was, cutting those little wedges do help, don't they? And certainly learning to make sure you've done your folding and your burnishing thoroughly. Yes. That's a big thing to do, isn't it? To make sure that it's all going to work nicely for you. It
really is. I know it sounds daft when we repeat it all the time. Give it a real good burnish.
It's good advice though. Yeah. So it's worth repeating.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Vicky managed to screenshot your measurements, so that's good.
Now, I want to see your bag, what you've made from those measurements, thank you.
It will probably end up looking like the scribble that you drew on the page. Oh, dear. Colette has ordered the paper, she's looking forward to it. Mary says, Michelle's notes looks like my notebook. We all have our scribbles and scrawls though, don't we? I do that. I mean, I have fairly neatish handwriting, but if I'm like scribbling down, you know, when I'm like writing the little songs and stuff, I mean, I look like a doctor, I think, with my handwriting sometimes.
And that's exactly what I do. So as I'm making this at home like this, and I'm happy with the size, I'll bring this in and I'll scribble it down.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, if I'm not, I'll scrap that out and then I'll do it again. But I do it as I'm going along, which is why it always looks like a hot mess.
A hot mess.
And the thing is, when I come up here, because I know exactly what I've wrote there,
yeah,
I don't rewrite it out neat. I like to think I'm just saving the trees.
Exactly right. What's the point in doing it in neat if you can decipher it?
I can decide. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I can't. So, you know.
I mean, that's when the problems happen.
That's when the problems happen.
Yeah.
Right, so again, we're just going to burnish these back that way. Now I've got everything where I want it to be. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a squeeze just to help it on its way. I don't want to fold it all the way to the bottom. And then you can see, so I've got rid of that tab bit there and I've cut those wedges in. I'm going to do exactly the same. Make sure it's nice and burnished. And then I'm just going to give that side a bit of a squeeze. So that is my two pieces. So what we're going to do next, before we do anything else, is I'm going to bring in my vellum. Now, these are from the butterfly collection. What is it called, that new one? No, flowers.
Say it with flowers.
That's it. Say it with flowers. So that is the vellum from these. And I've deliberately picked a really fussy vellum. Like fussy in a good way. That is the most beautiful piece of vellum I think I've ever seen. But you're going to be able to carry it off because your sides are going to be plain. You can really get a nice fussy vellum in there. And it's going to look fabulous still. So we need to cut it down first. So we're going to bring in my guillotine. And obviously it's going to be going in here. So this is 3 inches and that's 6 inches high. So I'm going to just cut that a sliver shorter than the 3 by 6. Yeah, it's 6.
Oh dear. Jamie was just about to, whilst you were talking, Jamie was talking to Maya about what's coming up, but you hadn't cleared his throat, so he literally just went, right Ben, next we need to mention.
I like that.
He's getting right into the spirit of Halloween in there. Right Ben. Sorry. Carry on. So it is a good job Michelle did it. You just scared her, and you don't want anyone getting scared whilst they're using the guillotine.
No, definitely not.
Dear, oh dear.
Right, so let's just move that to the side. So I'm going to score these down the middle. Obviously, so I've cut this just a slither short of the 3 inches. So I'm just going to move that over just the tiniest little bit. I mean, obviously the fraction, because then I'm still going to be able to score down at that 1.5 mark. But the thing, do you know what? If you don't want to score it, it's vellum, so you can just as easily just pick it up.
Yeah.
And just do that. But I don't want you to press too hard on this vellum.
Okay.
I don't want a real clean, crisp fold there, because what you're going to find is what I found on mine. So I got a really clean, crisp scar line there, and it just ripped. So it's vellum, so you need to put a very delicate fold in it, and just be careful. So you can see I'm not pressing that fully down at all. I'm just giving it a nice, gentle squeeze. So before we put this bag all together, we're going to glue these in first. So they're going to go in there, and we're just going to glue them down. So you can see that I've just cut it that slither shorter smaller, so it's just going to fit in there perfectly. So I'm going to take this in. So I've got my just my normal tape pen, but again, so you could use your red liner tape here. In fact, I will, because that's what I said we're going to use, so we'll use it.
Okay. Must say hi to a few other people who are watching. Adriana says, I'm giving out candy in my neighbourhood tonight. And also, Adriana, she sent in a picture in the last show, the picture of the Day of the Dead festival. She said, my picture from Wake Up Call was me as Katrina at a Day of the Dead festival this weekend. The actual date is November the 2nd, where I will be wearing my rose headband again. It looked amazing in that picture. I loved it.
It really did.
Barbara Rostovsky's been wearing pumpkin tops all weekend and today. Nice. Anyone who's anyone wears a pumpkin top. These are, by the way, pumpkins and not angry tomatoes, as somebody once said. And also, hi to Vicky, who's joined us as well. Hi to Shireen Bentley, who says, woohoo, I've just got home. I put on Facebook, and there you are. We're always there.
We are.
Aren't we?
We are.
We're always there. Whenever you turn us on, we're there in some form or another. And Louise has asked after a tip.
Okay.
10 quid. No. She says, I see Michelle uses the bottom end of her guillotine. Mine does not cut that well at the bottom. Do you have any tips?
Sometimes it's just all about the force that you use.
Oh, okay.
So, if you're doing it quite gently, by the time it gets there, it might just bend it a little bit.
Yeah.
So let me see. I'm not going to be able to prove this now. So sometimes when you get all the way down, see, look at... It's just cut perfectly. Sometimes you just need to give it more of a oomph, more of a whack.
Crafting term there. Give it a whack.
Term. If yours isn't cutting brilliantly down there, I mean, it is sort of self-sharpening.
Yeah.
So all I can imagine is if it's not cutting brilliantly, make sure all your bits and bobs are screwed tightly. And I know that sounds daft, but there's some sort of screws somewhere, I'd have to ask John here, that tightens this up.
You're right.
So, because just by nature of what it is, you use it for a little while and it gets a little bit loose. There's some screws somewhere where you can tighten it up. I think it's them. I don't know. This is, it's Craig's, look.
Oh, yeah.
But
also says studio on it as well.
This is yeah. So whose is it really?
I reckon it was the studio's first, then he's just written his name on it.
Yes.
Craig's.
Yeah, so maybe tighten that up. And again, so if it really isn't working, then contact customer services.
So try tightening your screws and your bolts, like Frankenstein.
Yes.
And if not, yes, customer services is a good way to go.
Yeah, because
very
it's
helpful.
self-sharpening, so it should be cutting.
Yeah.
So if it's not tight enough, which is the first thing I would say, if you give it a good oomph, a good smack,
and a whack. Smack and a whack.
And it's still not doing it, then give them a message.
Yeah.
Or a ring. Where's my pokey tool? Oh, it's there. Right, so I have put my glue, my red liner tape there, and I've put it on that bottom piece there, and we're just gonna pop that down. So I am gonna put a little bit, just my tape there, because that's just gonna keep it nice and fastened. And let's get these off.
Rachel's just said, or that someone in the studio nicked Craig's guillotine.
Oh, did they?
Yes, like you did his MIDI, then. I just borrowed that on a long loan, Rachel. The longest loan in history. He's given that up to me now, bless him.
Did he tell you, though, that there was like a time limit on borrowing it, or...?
I don't know, has he told you that?
No.
Oh, right, I thought you were going to say he told you. No. It's like, you know, when you used to... I say used to go to the library, I haven't been to the library in ages, but you know, you go to the library, you get your book out, and there just comes, and then you don't take it back, and then they sort of start saying, oh, you're going to get fined this, that, and the other, and eventually they sort of stop writing to you, don't they? you just keep the book. It's a bit like that. It's a bit like that. And he loves me, and I love him, so it's all fine. If he ever genuinely one day said he needed it back, of course I would give it to him, but he's never said that, so.
Well,
he gave it to me about 15 months ago, probably. I only wanted to borrow it for one thing. I just never gave it back. I used the line of, because Daisy uses it, you wouldn't want to take it away from a cute little 11-year-old, would you? You'd break her heart. Oh dear. Yes, he could borrow it back and I'll charge him. Such a handy machine though, you see.
It really is. Right, so what I'm doing, again, on this side is I've put obviously my glue there and there on this one. But on this piece, I've put it on the right side up because obviously when I turn this over, I want to see that right side up. So let me just give that a bit of a score the other way. And then again, I'm trying not to press too hard. I don't want a lovely crease in there that's going to end up breaking or ripping. So let's take those off.
So it's just a bit of gentle manipulation as opposed to like a proper score.
Yeah. Oh, right, so lay that down there.
Should have done this now, shouldn't I really, after I got decostumed?
You could have
Should have crafted along with you.
Yeah. There we go. So that is my two, I keep wanting to call them gussets. Is that what the side of the bag is called?
That's like the bottom of the bag, isn't it?
Oh, is it at the bottom?
Yeah, the gusset.
I ain't got a clue.
Yeah. But go with it though.
We'll go with it.
Yeah.
We'll go with it. Right, so that is where we're at for now.
Okay.
Do you think we should have a break or?
Yeah, I think we will. I think we're going to. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, it's been decided. Fred says, love Ben's jumper. Thank you. And Jane says, love Crafter's Companion products, but the demonstrations and the answering of the questions is the best part of your shows. Happy Halloween. Thank you, Jane. Happy Halloween to you as well. And that's what makes us different, isn't it? That's why you tune in, because you get the demonstration, you get the inspiration, you get the interactivity as well. Plus, you get the hashtag bants, which you don't get everywhere. You do not get that everywhere. Very quickly, we're very busy again today. A lot of you still shopping with us, picking up the deals that we're bringing to you today. We did have a really lovely selection of Sarah's signature Nature's Garden and Knitwit pads a little bit earlier on. I did tell you that these were very limited, super limited. In fact, they're not limited anymore. Don't scream and shout. They've now sold out. Yeah, they're gone. However, what we've managed to do, if I get rid of those three, and I'll keep this one, and then to this one, what I'll do is I'll add these two, and I've just created a new bundle. Look at me go. So this one here is your Garden Gnomes pad alongside that, and this is a match made in heaven actually, because you've got your 36 sheets of your double-sided brights, and then, so I mean, you've got all of your colours in here, lovely greens and blues and oranges and yellows, and then you've got some reds in there as well, but someone's hacked into that pad. You do get all the colours on the front there, not just about the 12 sheets that I showed you. You then get in the matching colours in the pastels, so that's really, really brilliant again for all of your mats and layers. And then to add to that, you do get your your Garden Gnomes pad, and you can see again, look at that, all the colours across the three just match perfectly. £31.98 or $39.92. Very busy on this collection as well though. Lots of you already jumping in, spotting that and grabbing that collection. Right, we are going to have a little break. Whilst we do that, if you've got any questions or if you need anything repeated, fire some comments our way, and when we come back we'll get on with the next part of this craft along. Until then, head to the checkouts and we will come right back.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do. And they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafts Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Gusset. An indented side fold of a paper bag Gusset. An indented side fold of a paper bag allowing the bag to expand for larger items. Thank you very much, Rachel, for sending that through. So you were correct in your terminology.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought I was.
I never doubted you for a second.
Yeah, you did. Even I doubted me and it was coming out of my mouth.
So good job, we've got our Radical Rachel in Dictionary Corner today to set us right on all of those. But yeah, there you go, Gusset. Rhonda, is anyone crafting along as a guest today? We don't have a guest live with us on the show today, but do let us know if you are crafting along at home. And can I just say as well, if you do ever fancy crafting along with us, then hit us up. Hit us up, let us know. I mean, we love it when you guys join us, even if you've done it before. You know, I think it's more fun when we have a crafter on. Crafters TV guest at crafterscompanion.co.uk. That's the address there. Jot that one down, ping us a little email. It's so much fun, honestly, and if you've never done it before, you kind of get like I always see it like as like you're all sort of like, you know, watching us right now in the theatre, but then like the person who comes along and crafts with us is in like the VIP seats, and they get to kind of stop the action. They get to put their hand up. They get to, you know, ask Michelle and myself the questions and join in. It's a lot of fun. So I think you should definitely do it if you haven't done it before. If you have done it before and you want to give it another go, as always, email us. We'd love to have you on. And Rebecca Arnold says they do kind of look like angry tomatoes on your sweater. They're pumpkins.
They remind me of the Halloween film that had no relevance to the rest of them.
Oh, number 3?
Yes.
Season of the Witch?
Yes.
Yeah, that was creepy.
I loved that one though.
Did you?
Yeah, I still sing it to my kids when they annoy me. 3 more days to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Sorry. I told you, you've got me singing now.
Do you know what Halloween song I sing? Halloween is coming, Halloween is coming, witches, cats and big black bats. Ooh, boo. It's Craig there.
Did he really go round the streets singing that at people's doors?
Yes, that's what he was saying. It was so funny. He was like, oh, you have to go gazing. And then rather than just say like trick or treat and people give sweets, they had to perform something. And that was his party piece. Halloween is coming. I'd have given him some sweets just to go away. The Ellipse Edge'ables dies. I'll quickly show you the designs that you're going to get. We'll get back on with the project. So you can go on a 2 for here. So it's 2 for 15 or 2 for 18. But the majority of you are platinum, of course. Why not pick up all 4 for £20.44 or $25.44? You've got your beautiful delicate lace. Love this one with the dainty daisies. Then this one is the stunning ditzy butterflies. And then lastly is the traditional swaddles. 20 swaddles. 2044, 2544. Sydney Spider is not included. He's just the guardian of the dies today. He wanted to get in on the show. It's Halloween, spiders, you know. That's the reason he is here. Trisha Love just says, I think I'll get to make this later today since I missed the first part. And Eve B says, crazy question, but did Ben get his eyebrows done? No. What it is, I didn't. What it is I was wearing a costume earlier on. I was dressed up as Teen Wolf and I had a bit of makeup on and I haven't managed to clean all of the makeup off. So if I look a bit like that it's makeup, I haven't done my... I haven't done anything. It's just makeup left over from earlier. Right, I'm getting embarrassed now. Part 2 of the craft along.
Oh dear me. What are we doing? Right, so we've got our 2 pieces of the bag. So what all we're going to do now is we're going to put our red liner tape on both of these pieces here and we're going to pop it together. So again, I'm using my 6mm, but if you've got your, I think it's a 12mm, then that's going to fit this whole ½ inch perfectly. But again, it's up to you. If you want to use your tacky glue on the sides, then you can use that also. And if you want to use your red liner tape and then top it off with tacky glue, because you know it's going to be a gift bag and you know it's going to be obviously opened and closed. You know, if you want that double gluage.
Yeah. We're all about the technical terms today, aren't we? Double gluage, give it a whack.
Absolutely.
And a smack.
There we go. And do you know what? If you prefer to use the your tacky glue, so you've got that time to sort of wiggle that into place, then absolutely use that. But you're going to have to use your tacky glue, not you, Kalal, because we've got this coated cardstock.
Yeah.
So let's just line that up nicely. And there we go. So once I've got that lined up, we're just going to give it a nice burnish. Just going to make sure it's all nice and flat and secure. And then, so that is my bag sort of coming along.
Love it.
we're not going to do the bottom yet. I mean, I'm going to put my red liner tape on, but I'm not going to do the bottom yet because what we're going to do is we're going to attach those side pieces first. So let's just get the red liner tape on for now. And I can find the end. There it is.
Pamela loves the double gluage.
Double gluage.
Yeah. And Gretchen says, y'all are cracking me up. Y'all.
Yeah, I love that.
What?
Y'all.
Y'all.
Although when I messaged you earlier in the week, and I put I can't wait.
Oh yeah, I wonder what you were doing.
Nothing, it was supposed to say I can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, but my phone just thought it had auto-correct it to the accent up here. I can't wait, like.
Do you have your phone on predictive then, is it?
My phone, I think, is supposed to be on predictive, but what it is on is whatever word you want to put in there, I'm going to change it.
Right.
That's what it's on.
So, random word changer.
Just random word changer.
Yeah.
So I've just, again, so you can see I've got carried away by putting red liner tape on the outside where it shouldn't have been. But that doesn't matter because what I always tend to do with any kind of bag that I make is I always add an extra piece to the bottom, especially if I'm gifting something. So it's going to cover that up anyway. It just adds that extra strength. So I tend to always put a piece on the bottom and on the inside as well. So I just got a little bit carried away, but that's okay. So I just need to double check where I'm putting tape.
Gilmore says our phones know better. Yeah, right. And Rachel says should be called auto incorrect, not auto correct.
Yeah.
And Fred171 says, I haven't sung that song in 40 years, Ben. Thank you. I sung along with you. Are you talking about the Halloween is Coming song? That's Craig's song, not my song.
So it's real.
So it's real, finally. Someone who actually knows the song. Bless him. That's still. I messaged him the other day because I've used it so many times on Instagram and Facebook over the last month. Every time I get a chance to use it, I play it, and it just makes me smile. It's the way he's like laughing all the way through the song, and then you can hear John in the background as well, absolutely wetting himself.
Yes.
Oh dear, love him.
Right, so we've got this all glued up. I'm not going to put it together yet. We're just going to pop it to the side.
Yeah.
So I've brought in my pattern piece of paper, and I'm going to cut these. So my box, the front of my box is 7 inches wide. Now you can go 7 inches wide with this if you want, but I'd like to have a border around. So I'm going to cut it down. It's going to go to 6 6/8 of an inch. 6 3/4.
Yeah. And the other thing to say, when you craft, you always go in 8ths, don't you? But you only do that because that's how it's measured on the board, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And the thing is, you never know how someone else measures, so I try to do it in a way that people are going to be able to follow. But you know what? If you can follow me anyway, then you know.
I think a lot of people. I think what you do is sensible, because if you had said to me in real life like 6 6/8, and I think, well, that's 6 3/4. But the fact you do it in 8ths when I have crafted along makes it easier, seeing as like the marks on the scoreboard are in 8ths. I think if you said it in like quarters there, for example, I would get more confused.
Yeah.
So I think there's method in the madness.
There's something in my madness. So we're going to cut another piece down, and it's going to be again 6 6/8 by 10 inches. So they're both exactly the same. So let's pop this to the side. So if I bring this in, you can see that when I pop that on there, I'm going to have that lovely border around. So what we're going to do is to sort of judge how far I'm wanting this over. So I'm saying obviously, excuse me, so it's 6 inches wide. So I'm just going to put a mark at 6 inches high, at 6 inches. So I'm just going to bring my scoreboard in. You can either do this with your scoring tool or a pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, and at just short of the 6 inches, so at 5 3/4 or 5 6/8, I'm going to put a little notch there, and the same at this side as well. So I've just got a little notch at each side, and I'm going to bring this one in and do the same. This is what I'm going to use to line my die up with. So let's just put that to the side, and then I'm going to bring in my die. So I've got the traditional swirls. I just love this one. I thought it was actually perfect for the bag as well. Just the pattern on it is just lovely.
Mm.
So let me just get rid of those pieces that I'm not using for now. And you can see, so this is just so different to that, and that's what you want. If the back pattern is too much the same, honest to goodness, it is too similar to that, you're not going to get that contrast. Thank you, Jamie. You're not going to get the contrast
I was struggling. Contrast, well done.
So let's pop this on. So what you're going to do is that's going to be the front, and that's going to be over there. So what we're going to do is it's going to go on that way.
And that again will cut through multiple layers if you want, won't it?
It will. I mean, I could put both through at the same time. Let me just get rid of these bits in here. I could run both pieces through at the same time because it is more than thick enough for this. So, in fact, I tell you what, so these notches here aren't going to be for this at all. This is going to be where I'm going to put my red liner tape on to attach it to my bag. So what we're going to do, so leave those notches there because you're going to need those. I'm going to bring this here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to judge roughly where they are. So they are 1.25 inches up. So again, always use your glass mat. That's exactly why it's got all those markings on for you, because you can use those to sort of know exactly where you're wanting to place things. So I'm just going to move that, and then I'm going to lay this across at 1.25 inches. And then I'm just going to put a little line there and a little line there. Wait a minute. I lost my nib. I nicked this pencil from my daughter. I borrowed it. I love these mechanical ones, you know, with the where you...
Oh yeah, I used to have those at school.
Yeah.
You pump the end out?
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to find that if you pump too hard, it would drop. It would drop off.
Drop off. Oh God, it's warm in here.
True story though. If you did.
Oh, John's gone out. Can't I go out?
Could have phrased that better, but you know what I mean.
Oh, what are we doing? Who are we? Crafting. Right.
Oh. Come on, I've only got an hour and 5 minutes left. Oh.
Right. So what we're going to do is, because we can run these through together, I'm gonna lay these up together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape my ends together so they're not going to move. There we go. So they're not going to move. It's going to cut through beautifully. Both those pieces, and you can see that I've got a pencil mark there and there, and it's just far enough across that I can perfectly lay that there, and it's going to be exactly where I want it. And again, so it's going to, I've taped both of my pieces together, so it's going to cut through both of them.
Yeah.
Right, so tape that down.
Rachel's not able to send through too many comments at the moment, apparently.
Right, where's my plate? Here it is. So let's pop this on.
Uh-huh.
And let's run it through.
What a pretty project, says Miriam, getting back on track. I saved the show to do this later. Janine loves, or Jenny loves the dies. And Giti, I still don't know how to say your name correctly. Please can you tell me? Because Gitte. Gita? A brilliant project to show off both sides of a double-sided paper. So often only one side is seen, which seems a bit of a waste. That's a great shout, actually, isn't it? Really good project to show off pretty papers, especially like these, because they are stunning papers. You can understand why they're sold out.
Yes. Because the paper itself as well is pearlescent, so not just the card, you've got that beautiful shimmer and sheen on the paper as well, which is what I love. I mean, you can see that just when I wiggle it. Look at that sheen on there.
I know, it's something else, isn't it?
It's beautiful. So let me just snip all the way to the edges. And you can see I haven't needed to do anything. Most of those little bits have popped out all by themselves. So let me get rid of that piece of tape that I have got holding those two pieces together. there it is, it's gone. Get rid of that. So let's just pop out those last little bits. Do you know what? The decorative edge on these dies
is something else, isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is when it pops onto our bag, you've got that beautiful, you've got such a contrast with that actual piece. Even more so than the actual piece that I originally used.
Okay.
But I used that one because you've got that stripe down it, whereas that pattern piece hasn't. So again, you've got a nice contrast. But the colour contrast on these two is absolutely gorgeous. So all I'm going to do now is, so on my original one, I used the crushed velvet on the edges, and I'm still going to use it on the edges. Even though this is more pinky, it's still going to work because you still have that purple running through there anyway. So don't be scared to use an absolutely really bright or bold ink with something that you think it's not going to go with, because it's going to be picking up some sort of colour in there. And again, on that side as well, you've got lots of purple in there, so it's still going to tie in. It's not going to look odd, and it's still going to tie in beautifully.
How gorgeous were those shimmer ink pads at birthday, by the way?
Oh, I've got those.
Did you get them?
I did.
Yes.
I didn't get the full bundle. I got them the day after.
The 6.
So I got the 6.
Yeah.
But yes, oh my goodness.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring this one and do the same.
If you've got some of the curved dies, Jenny's just asking, can you do the same thing with those that you're doing here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you've got any sort of edgeable that gives you a lovely decorative edge, then yes. Even if it's not so decorative and it just cuts, you know, a nice edge like this, it's still going to look fabulous as well. So let's just move that. So where is that line? So that line there is what I said I was going to use as a guide to know where to put my tape on. So if I just turn that over, you can see it's going to go like that, but that mark is going to allow me to glue it exactly there. So you've got 2 options with this. You can put a fold, a scar lining, so what I did with this, so you've got a scar line, so you've got an exact sort of fold there, or you don't have to put that scar line in at all. You're going to get a little bit of a different effect, just curving that on the edge of my desk. So if you've not seen me do it before, all I'm doing is I'm just curving it down my desk like that. It gives that burnish to it. So when I try to fold it over, I'm not going to get a bit of a rip or anything. So I'm going to put a piece of red liner tape across there. I'm not going to put the scar line on this one. I'm going to show you the difference. I can't find my hand. The difference it makes.
Michelle says, Clarice, this project is gorgeous.
Thank you.
And Gilmore says, changing topics not so quickly. But I love Michelle's costume. Michelle, you look great in pink.
Thank you.
You do.
Thanks.
It does suit you.
Pretty in pink.
Yeah, I like your bow as well.
The neck thing.
And the bow.
Oh, and the, yeah. I love them both.
Yeah.
You see, I don't normally wear something in my hair.
They're matching, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, you know, I'm a little bit too old for like a big ribbon type thing in my hair.
No.
But I love it. I'm going to wear it all the time.
I think it's a good look.
I love it.
It's a fancy dress costume, and normally by nature, fancy dress costumes should look a little bit silly, shouldn't they? But you actually look the business.
Am I carrying it off?
Yeah, you are, but you look great. Like, it's a great costume, and you look great. It's a great costume, and you don't look silly, which is what I did earlier on. So yeah, kudos to you.
Thanks.
And hi also to Rebecca, who says, these papers, so pretty. Yeah, they're out of stock, aren't they, sadly? So they did sell out.
Yes, unfortunately.
Will we get them back, I wonder? That's the question. Fingers crossed.
Right, so what I'm doing now is I've flipped my paper over. So this is the piece that we're going to glue down. So these pieces are the piece that's going to glue down this way. And again, you've got options here. So you can glue this all the way down like I did. Or what you can do is, again, I'm just going to curve that edge on the edge of the desk. And what you can do is you can just glue those two sides down and have that up, not glued down. Whereas if I bring this in, you can see I've glued it all down. So I think what we're going to do with this is we've got that curve coming up, so I think we're going to go with it. We're going to leave that like that for now, because I really like that. So I've just got a piece of red liner tape there and there. So again, before you judge and decide where you're gluing it down, how far you're gluing it down, just keep folding it over, see what you're happy with. And I'm happy with that, so I'm just going to put another piece of red liner tape in that middle bit. I'm not going to go over that decorative bit. But if you are gluing that piece down fully, then use some dotty on the back. So let's stick this piece down first. Pokey tool.
How are you doing for time? You all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're doing really well, actually. Right, so let me line this up. Perfect.
Okay.
There we go. So you can see that it's gonna come over there.
Yeah.
And if I just turn it to the side, you can see that it comes up and over because I haven't put that score line in. If you can see where I've got the score line, it just comes straight out then. So I actually quite like them both. But if I do this without the score line, then you get to see, just by not putting one score line in, how different it actually is going to look. So let's get these off.
Where did you come up with the idea for this one then?
I thought I'll make a bag.
Yeah.
And then I just thought these ellipse dies were just perfect for showing off both sides of that paper. And to be fair, I got this paper pad and this card pad and thought I absolutely need to use it with these. And it was just by going through them, and one thought leads to another, I think.
It's a lovely design.
Thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it at this side, and I'm going to make sure that it lines up with itself. So making that as big or as little as you want. You might want to fold it flat all the way over and not have any bump. So there we go. So give that a real good burnish. Because you've got that bump on it, it's going to want to come up. So give it a nice burnish. And I'm just going to keep that up just a little bit because I think it looks lovely. So we're going to do exactly the same on this one. I'm going to put my piece of red liner tape across what's going to be the back.
Lots of love for the ribbon in your hair.
Oh, thanks.
And Crafty says, Crafty Angie, Michelle, I love the way you say dotty for the dotty tape pen.
Dotty.
Huh?
Dotty.
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 I go really Yorkshire sometimes without even realising.
What were the people asking Sarah to repeat yesterday? Plum pudding.
Yes.
Pudding.
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 Yeah, I was watching that. It did make me chuckle.
Yeah. Plum pudding.
But I've got a new doctor.
Is this a joke?
No.
Oh. It sounded like you were setting up for some sort of... No, OK, you got a new doctor.
Well, my daughter was ill a couple of weeks ago, so we took her to the doctor, and he's Scottish.
Right.
So all I could think about when I'm sat there listening to him is, if I ask him to say purple burglar alarm, will he be offended?
You should have asked him to say swirly pearly squirrels. I've got a mate I work with, and he says swirly pearly scuttles. Can you say it, please, Doctor?
I know there's a time and a place, but you know, unfortunately, I don't abide by them rules. That's just boring.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Jenny's just said, Michelle, your projects get better and better. I love your ideas. You are like a breath of fresh air, and I'm glad that we see you often.
Oh, thank you.
Not Michelle love today.
Right, so because I've got this piece on and I've got all that dimension, I'm not going to be able to turn this over and stick this down really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold my box in because I'm going to have to stand it up to do it like that. because I don't want to squash this piece. And again, so I'm not going to glue my bits down, so we're just going to stand that to the side. And so I've got my square on there, and again, I'm just going to put on the other side, we're going to put a piece of red liner tape there and just a little bit in the middle. So making sure that we've got all these pieces on before we attach it to the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So again, not going over any of those decorative elements. And then just again, just another little piece in the middle there. And if you are, again, so if you're going to glue all this down flat, you're not going to have that bowing out, then use your dotty. Dotty tape.
Dotty.
So let's get these pieces off first. In fact, let me take these pieces off first so I don't stick it to the table.
I see you've been sending in your pictures, which we're going to have a look at in a bit.
Oh, more...
Halloween costumes,
yeah.
I think. And also, so I'm reminding myself here, we have got a vote to do in this show, which will be the vote for the demo of the month for the end of October. So it'll be the first star that goes up on the new board. I know that one of them is definitely, well, let's say that all three of them are. I feel like one of those cards has been popped up there, and I don't know if it was an official demo of the week, but we'll go with it. There's one from Michelle, there's a Leanne card, and there's also a Sarah card up there as well. I only question that because I know her track record of just randomly whacking up stars on the board. But we'll do a vote for the demo of the month before the end of this show, which will incorporate obviously everything that we've made in October.
So you're going to turn this to, I mean, you saw I put that on relatively easy, even though, you know, I'm sort of having to prop it up, but it's okay. So you're going to sort of turn it to the side, and I'm going to judge, I'm going to tip it towards me so you're not necessarily going to be able to see as well. I just want to make sure that I'm getting it to as near as makes the difference, the same sort of depth down. And again, so I could have put a pencil mark on before I put it together, but I didn't know how far I wanted it sort of bowing out before. So again, this is just one that you're sort of going to judge by eye. So just, there we go.
Looks about perfect, that.
It doesn't look too bad, that one, does it?
No.
So let's pop that there, and then again, so we're going to give it a good burnish, because again, because you've got that bowing out, it's going to want to pop off.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure it's really burnished really well. So if I hold them to the side, it
looks so good.
Is.
Love it.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to turn that over now, and then we will tape those bits together.
Okay.
So just, and again, you don't have to use the red liner tape here, and definitely don't get as carried away as I did, and put it on the outside as well as the inside.
Hi to Astrid. Love your bobble hat, Astrid. I voted for number 7 on the card of the year. Thank you for your vote. I think I came a close second. Well, that's what I'm going to say anyway. I don't actually know where my card came on card of the year, but I'm going to say second, behind Jan's amazing dragonfly box frame. Have you seen the trophies?
I did. Oh, I tuned in last night, and I did. I saw the trophies. I saw that I didn't win one.
Jan won demo of the year. John made them with Liam. Demo of the year, that was Jan's for her...
They are so cool.
That's made out of a brayer and an ink pad. How cool is that? And then that one, Expert of the Year, was shared between Craig and the fish. So that's the awards. What's that? Well, it's not now. It's not a working mini now. I think it. Yeah, it was, but it's been slightly dismantled. But yeah, those are the 2 awards. So yeah. Anyway, sorry.
That's quite all right. So all I'm going to do now is we're just going to cut a piece down to cover this, because again, so I got carried away putting my red liner tape on, but that's okay, because what I always tend to do is I always tend to cut another piece. It really strengthens your bag. Especially because, you know, there's no point making a gift bag if you're not going to be giving it to anyone.
No.
So absolutely strengthen it so it can be used. So we're going to cut it down so it's 7 by 3. Oh, that is 3. Perfect. So let me again turn this over. Just checking. So it is perfect. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pop a little bit of red liner tape down those 2 sides, and then it's glued all the way round. And again, you can be adding some of your wet glue to the inside, so you've got glue everywhere, but I find if you're edging anything that like this with red liner tape, you don't need to go into the middles as well because it is so strong. You don't really need it. Let's just get those off. Do you know it's doing as it's told today, is this red liner tape?
Oh, don't say that.
Well,
you
now I've said it,
jinx
it's
now.
not going to, is it?
Especially with it being Halloween as well. The crafty ghosties and ghoulies will start misbehaving.
Do you know what? It's funny. It's like working with children because everywhere outside there's someone creeping up on someone shouting boo. Just for the sake of it. So there you go. So I've got my bottom perfectly covered like it should be. Oh no.
I blame Waldorf and Statler in my ear there. They were giggling at that one, not me. Oh
There we
dear.
go. Perfectly covered. So there we go. So should we take a little break there?
Yes, let's do that. Do you know what? I've just seen Lynn's comment. I like that. She said 4 brads as studs in the base would also look fab.
Oh, they would. And that would be brilliant because then it looks like those, you know, the expensive
Yeah, like the
bags you get.
expensive.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
great idea.
Love that shout, Lynn.
Yeah.
And Jenny says, love the bag. I don't normally make bags, but this one I'm going to have to make. As always, you can, of course, watch this show back and craft along at a time to suit you. You don't have to do it live right in the moment. Of course, you can pick up this collection right now for $20.44 or $25.44. And then once it's delivered to you, minus Sydney the Spider, you can craft along at your leisure. If you're in need of scoreboards, then we've got a good selection for you. A really good deal on the Scoremaster. Now here's the thing here, right? So you think for 20 quid, $20 platinum, how many scoreboards am I going to get? 3 is the answer, and 3 of the most important ones, because you're going to get your Scoremaster. And again, like you talk about core craft room tools, this is absolutely one of those for, you know, helping you to do all of your construction pieces, helping you to make all of your cards as well. These are perfect too because, as you'll probably know, one side of the board you've got the box lid side, other side of the board you've got your box base side, so it makes it so easy for you, whether you're working in centimetres or inches, to create beautiful cards, beautiful boxes and construction projects, no problem at all. Comes with your little score tool there as well. On top of that, we're also giving you the Envelobox Creator. This is superb for making those envelopes with a bit of depth in them. So if you are making cards potentially with things like your decoupage on, you know, the bigger cards that you need like a box envelope for, this is going to help you to do it. You get a full booklet with this, and it is so easy to follow. Depending on the size of the card stock that you're working with, it tells you, and then the size of the card that you've made, of course, it tells you how you actually line this all up with the curves that you've got here, and then the lines you've got here. It's all in the booklet for you, so it makes it so easy to make Enveloboxes. And then last but by no means at least in the set, you've also got the Boxer. Again, this one's going to allow you to create custom-made boxes. This one, by the way, does fit if you've got the Ultimate, and that does fit very nicely into the Ultimate for you as well. You can use it as a standalone scoreboard, but as you can see there, it fits perfectly into the Ultimate as well. That's a great deal. And really, Michelle, isn't it? There, Boxer, Envelobox Creator, Scoreboard, 3 sort of core craft room tools right there.
Yes. Yes, definitely. And the bonus is, because you get those little instructions there that give you all the different sizings, you're gonna love those. They are, again, they're a core tool for me, out on my desk all the time. and I reach for them every time I'm crafting.
Yep, snap them up. They've proved very popular already today. And also, just before we have a little break, you've got the door reveal stamp and dies. These have proved also super popular today. No, Craig absolutely loves these. There is one of his faves. And if you missed our wake-up call a little bit earlier on, you will have missed out on a brilliant demo, which you did with the square, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did.
Perfect for doing your reveals of messages or things like your photos. Loved your take on this earlier on as well. So if you're using like some of your 3D foam or your foam on a roll or your pads or whatever it might be, you can like make them bigger so you can pop things behind the doors.
Yes, yeah, so I did the smaller one as a shaker element.
Yeah.
And then the one, so I laid it on top, and you would have a chocolate coin. You'd have to have a chocolate coin behind, because it's just rude not to.
Absolutely it is. You've got the square there. They come with stamps as well, so it tells the recipient to tear here or open here. Then you've got this one, which is your rectangle. Again, think about potentially making your own advent calendars. Again, just a nice way to reveal a surprise to somebody as well. Make your own cards that do that. And then you've got the curved one as well.
Fairy door.
Well, it is, isn't it? Actually, it is like your little fairy door, your little gnome door. No such thing, is there?
Could be a gnome door.
Fairy
or a
door.
gonk door.
A what door?
They're a gonk, aren't
Oh,
they?
gonk. Yes, a gonk. Gonks. That's a gonk, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
With a big beard and the hat over the eyes.
Yes.
Gonk.
And a gnome's got eyes. Has a gnome got eyes?
Yeah, a gnome doesn't have the hat over the eyes and they have a shorter beard, don't they?
Okay.
That's the way I don't know. Is that's the thing, isn't it? I think I might have just made that up, but that's how it works in my brain. £23.99 for the full set, 18 dies, 12 stamps, $27.96. That is our platinum price. By the way, if you're not yet a platinum member, or indeed within Club Inspire, make sure you join up in the club. Receive 20% off your first order, so that will be your price today. If you join up, it's easy to do. Head to the website, click on the Club Inspire logo, you give us your email address, you pop in your name, you create a password, boom, you're done. You're in the club, and it is absolutely free to join the club as well, which is marvelous. We're going to take a short little break right now, give you the opportunity to check out your baskets, also give you the opportunity to get in any questions that you might have for Michelle on this craft along. And whilst you do that, we are going to have a little break, and the first little video you're going to see is, if you didn't know him well enough already, let's get to know the man himself a little bit better, the hottie scotty, the foosty goosty from Carnoustie, the swelly bolly squirrel, it's Craig Laird.
My name's Craig Laird. I work at Crafters Companion. I am a craft expert where I get to play with lots of crafty goodies from Crafters Companion, and hopefully we're here to inspire you with lots of crafty things that you can do. So my crafting journey, that started many years ago, actually just over 20 years ago. I actually came across crafting on UK Shopping TV. I was unwell at the time, and I was just channel surfing, just having a look to see what was on TV, and then I came across who has now become my friend, Dawn Bibby, and I thought, oh, quite like that bit of crafting that she's doing. I purchased some crafty goodies, and before you know it, here I am, all these years later, doing what I'm doing with Crafters Companion. So believe it or not, none of my family or friends are actually very creative. So the creative side in me has actually just progressed naturally. As I have progressed, I've become really good friends with many craft experts out there in the industry, and they're the ones that inspire me. Then coming to Crafters Companion, Crafters TV, and interacting with all the crafters at home, seeing what they make. I am a huge advocate for social media, because you get to see lots of things that everyone makes at home, and that does inspire me as well. Many years ago, before I started here at Crafters Companion, believe it or not, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't go out a lot, I didn't do much. Now, with Crafters Companion and Crafters TV, it's given me so much confidence, self-belief. My biggest crafting success, I'm going to have to pick two. One of them is appearing on HSN America. I was really, really lucky a couple of years ago to actually go to Florida with Sarah to see how it all works behind the scenes. An incredible juggernaut that the shopping TV is at HSN. That for me is an incredible proud moment. I will never ever forget when all of you incredible crafters at home voted enough for me to be in the running of the 2021 Male Craft Personality of the Year. Was such a humbling feeling. I was so proud. I was so grateful. Our Crafters TV audience are absolutely incredible. For me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers, and the support that I get. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise, but if you just want that interaction, you just want to have that chat away about anything random in life, onto social media, onto Crafters TV, you know that you're going to get that support, you're going to get that understanding when it comes to the crafters at home.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
What a beautiful bag, says Jane Adams. It will certainly look amazing by the time it's finished. Also, apologies to Jeannie. I've been saying your name wrong the whole time. You've only just corrected me. So you say my name wrong. I wasn't going to say anything, but I need to be heard with the correct name. Well, there you go. I'm glad you told me now. If I ever pronounce your name wrong, then let me know. Because I would hate to think that I do say your name wrong. Hannah Law. I've got a bit of a thing now. The first of many birthday orders, you say. Just arrived here in Iowa. Yes! You've got the 17th birthday box, which is amazing. Wow. And Jeannie says, Michelle, ever think of doing a craft teaching show on Facebook like Craig? I think you are so good and I love your projects.
Ah, thanks. I have been thinking about it. I've been thinking about getting, figuring out how you set it up. So like, yeah, you start your phone and your computer together and a stand, and I mean, I couldn't just sort of keep doing that with my phone. I could.
Take Jamie and George home with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? I work with all these people who know exactly how to set it up for me at home. It's what I actually need. You'd think I'd ask them, wouldn't you? But it is something that I have been thinking about doing, definitely. So watch this space.
Maybe in the new year.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
new year, new project.
Shall we move on to the final... Sorry, I just lost my way a little bit there. Shall we move on to the... We're almost there, aren't we? Final sort of bit of the project.
Final push, so to speak. Right, so what we're going to do now is, we're going to cut a couple more of these, so if I bring it in for you. So we're going to cut a couple more of these, and again, it's just for that decorative piece. If you're happy with that as it is, and you don't want to pop one on the bottom, then absolutely leave it as it is, but we're going to do it. So again, I'm going to bring in, so for this one, I did a totally different piece of card colour to this base, so I think we're going to do that again. So that lovely green that I didn't use earlier, I think we're going to use that. So we're going to pop this out, and we're going to bring in a guillotine. And again, so remembering my box or my bag is 7 inches wide, and we did the 1/4 of an inch shorter for this. So we want it exactly the same width as that. So we're going to go 6 6/8 again. So, or 6 3/4. Just pop it up there. There we go. And then I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 4 inches. And you know, if you're wanting to be a lot more frugal than I've just been with mine, because obviously again, so we're just cutting that piece and it's roughly about 3 inches. So I've cut mine just that little bit bigger, but again, you know, if you don't want to waste that extra inch of card at home, then measure it a little bit more accurately than me.
You're okay.
So we're gonna, again, I'm gonna tape these 2 pieces together so they don't move. And then I'm gonna line this up. And again, what I'm gonna do is, so I don't want it wonky. Even the tiniest little bit off is, I'm not gonna be happy. So again, I'm just gonna measure it with my glass mat. So again, if you remember before, that roughly goes 1.25 inches up.
Yep.
So that's where I'm gonna just pop 2 pencil marks. So 1.25 inches. Just make sure that's perfectly straight and then pop it on. And again, remembering that my cutting edge needs to go to the bottom or the outside. So I can line those up now brilliantly. Pop that there, that one there, and let's run it through.
Tammy said, Michelle, thank you for explaining everything and going slow pace, especially for beginners who are starting out. Trish says, yes, Michelle, you are awesome. It would be lovely to see you, Michelle, says Lynn. And yet, this is a good chat. Pammy says, they make great phone holders that are attached to a table, Michelle. I got mine from Amazon. That's all I do. Whenever I do my little quizzes and whatnot, I've got little, like it's like a iPhone holder on a tripod.
Oh,
and so you can like pop it like that. So you don't need to like go all full tech, because you could have it like that when you're talking, couldn't you? And then when you start doing your project, just tilt it down.
Ah.
It doesn't have to be that high tech.
So it's literally that simple?
Yeah, and then just go live on your phone.
I never knew that.
Starting next week, Michelle's Lives on Facebook. 3-hour crafting extravaganza with Michelle, live from Norfolk. Yeah.
Do you know what? I think I'd be worried that no one would tune in. So
no,
I'm
they
sort of live talking to myself, which happens a lot, me talking to myself, but...
Let me just tell you, people tune into my Facebook Lives, and if they tune into mine, they're going to tune into yours. Definitely. Nona has just said, have I said your name right? No. I've never made a bag or a handbag, and I really think to make a box either. Well, hopefully you can follow this show up afterwards and have a go at this. Lynn Blackledge says, I'm the hashtag Go Live Granny. I know you are hashtag Go Live Granny. And she said, I started with my phone in a cup.
Oh, I love that.
Phone in a cup, phone in a cup, phone in a cup. Hey, a phone in a cup.
I
don't know how that works. Okay. Jamie knows what you mean. And Miriam says, I would definitely watch Michelle Facebook craft along. I enjoy the ones that Craig and Debbie make. So you've got one viewer at least.
Does that mean you're not tuning in?
Oh, I would.
So 2 viewers.
You have 2, yeah. I can't guarantee I'd stay for the whole thing though.
Thanks.
You know I would. You know I would. And I'd be there commenting away, sending you little smiley faces and stuff. Of course I would. It would be a packed house, says Tricia. It would be. It would. And when Debbie started doing hers, she couldn't believe it. I watched her first one, and just like for the first 30 minutes, it was just her not believing how many people had actually tuned in and saying hello to everybody. Brilliant.
Right, so all I'm doing now is I'm popping this through, and I'm going to just roughly judge how much I want to cut off. So if you remember, my pieces were 4 inches wide. So I've popped this through, and I'm popping it through to the 2-inch mark. I mean, you know, if you're a normal person, you would probably do it that way. In fact, actually, we'll do it that way, because what I'm going to use is I'm going to use that mark and that mark to judge where I want it. So I'm sorry I'm having to hold my handle up, because mine's just gone a little bit loose. I need to get John to come and sort it out.
Oh. Do you need him, do you? Right now?
No, not right now.
He's coming in. He's heard his name. He's like Jedi powers. Look, he's in. He heard his name and he's in.
So I've just lined my piece of card there and there up to that 1 inch mark.
Michelle's got a screw loose.
So there you go. So it's it's just, yeah, that's you know, goes without saying.
Guillotine.
My handle's just getting a little loose, that's all.
He'll fix it after. I think that's, yeah.
Yeah.
With his Jedi mind powers.
I will help you.
So again, I'm just lining those 2 pieces up to that 1 inch mark. I'm going to cut them down. Do you know, it's funny, we were talking about tightening your screw on this earlier, wasn't we? And mine needs doing. So there you go, I've got my 2 pieces. Oh, yes, please. I said, oh, sorry. Someone offered me a cup of tea. It was just too hard to not.
It makes me laugh. So John comes into me, so when I'm off screen, and he'll go. So I'll go. And Michelle, he stood behind, so he's going. And Michelle just, oh yes, please. He may as well just walked in. Cup of tea, love. Cup of tea. Brilliant. Oh dear.
Right. So what we're going to do is, so these. Oh, look at that.
Gorgeous.
That green does look beautiful. So again, you can do with this piece here what you've done with this if you've left this up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'm going to glue it all down because I'm going to then bling it up. So let me just pop that to the side. Dotty tape pen for this bit here. Oh, do you know the BBC will never hire me, will they?
What makes you say that?
Well, when they come in and ask me for a cup of tea and I'm live, you know, at the King's coronation, and I'm like, oh yeah, cup of tea, please.
They won't have people like John at the BBC coming in offering the talent cups of tea, though, will they, you see?
Well, no.
No. Dressed up as a Jedi.
Because that's the only reason that I'm not going to be getting a job at the BBC.
Well, I think it is.
So again, so I used my dotty on the decorative bit and then just my normal one on the solid bit here.
Beautiful.
There we go. So then what we're going to do now is I have got lots of my, just again from my stash, some of these silver gems, and I've got 3 different sizes. And again, if you've only got one size that you want to use, then absolutely just use that. But again, if you're very much like me, you've got so many probably gems in your stash that you're going to have lots of different sizes.
Yeah.
And the reason that I've done lots of different sizes is it just, well, for one, yeah, because I can, because I've got them all there, but it just looks really nice to sort of have an assortment of different pieces, different sizes on there. So all these dots, or all these little circles, are what I'm going to put my gems onto.
Is this sheet in the middle, is that tiny, tiny ones, is it?
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
They're making my eyes go funny.
Uber tiny.
Yeah. Wow.
So I don't even know where I got these from or how long I've had them in my stash forever. But it's one of those things that even though you've got lots of gems,
yeah,
you see some more and you have to buy them.
And you could add a bit of colour to these if you wanted, I guess, could you?
You can. So these are self-adhesive, so they've got that glue on the back. But if I took that glue away, you could colour the back or you could colour over the top, especially with our alcohol pens.
Yes.
So we're just going to...
How many are you putting on?
Lots. So you don't have to put it on all of those circles on there, but I have. I just thought it's really blingy, it's really pretty.
Blingy!
Now, I'm only going to, so because I've left this up on this one, I'm not obviously going to put gems on that bit there, but there is still a few on there that I am going to pop a couple of gems on. Then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to do the same. So I'll do this a little bit quicker. And then we'll make the handle. I'm loving this green, I must admit. It is so nice.
Betty's asked about the Ultimate Pro. So she's thinking about getting the Pro, but then once you've got the Pro, do you then need the other scoreboards once you've got it? I mean, that is a good question, but yeah. I suppose there are lots of like additions to the Pro, aren't there? Like, for example, that boxer board, which I showed you earlier on, which you can add to the Pro, right?
You can, absolutely. So with the Pro, you have, you know, the envelope maker and things like that already in it, but you're only going to be able to make certain sizes. Yeah. If you add the boxer and the envelope box and those, then you are opening up how many different sizes you can make. So, and to be honest, if you get the Ultimate Pro, you're going to love it that much. You are going to want to get those additional boards because, again, it's just extending the amount of things that you can do with it. Yeah. There's some actually, I mean, we've got the deal on the scoreboards actually on the show, but if you just search Ultimate Pro, there are some really good deals on there actually, different bundle deals that you can get with the Pro, with the boxer board, with some card and a few bits and pieces. So if you are after that, Betty, do have a look on the website. Betty, of course, is our champ who won yesterday, won the big bundle. She's got £250/dollars to spend, so she's obviously eyeing up the deals for when her voucher arrives, you see. I know what you're up to, Betty. Good work, good work. You're not going, if you get it, you're not going to regret it. No. There's so many people have said, I wish I'd got it sooner. I wish I hadn't held out, because it's, you know, we think, do I need it? You do need it, because you're going to do so much with it. You really are. Right, so this is just a piece of card that I cut off when I made my base, and it's 12 inches long, and it is 2 inches wide. So we're going to use that, and I'm going to cut this down to make my handle. Okay. So again, so you're using all your bits of waste. You're not sort of putting them in your gubbins box for later and not going to use them, because you're using them right now.
Betty's just added them all. She says, thank you for such a detailed response. And Crafty Angie says, I did not watch from the beginning. Where are the papers from? Is it the Say It With Flowers, she says?
The vellum is from the Say It With Flowers.
Papers are from the
So this is
Beautiful Beginnings, I want to say. Is that, no, it's not called that, is it? Beautiful
Beginning of Spring.
Beginning of Spring.
So let's pop that to the side. So all I'm going to do with this is I've cut that. So I tell a lie, my slither was 1.5 inches. You might have a 2-inch piece. So I think this is a 2-inch piece that I did use, but again, you don't have to use one that wide. If you're using the bit of waste that you're not wanting to get rid of, it really doesn't have to be any particular size, but this is 1.5 inches, so this is 1.25 inches. Yeah. And I'm just going to glue that together. So let's pop glue on this. And what I'm going to do is, once I've glued this down, I'm just going to pop it to the side just for a minute, because I want that glue to totally go off before I try and put a curve in it. Okay. Because if I try to curve this now, you're going to get sort of bumps where it's not dried and glued down perfectly. So give it a nice good burnish to get that glue everywhere. Well, not everywhere.
Where you need it to be.
Yeah, where it needs to be. So let's just pop that to the side for now. Pop that in here, and then we're going to bring this in. I love this. Again, it's something I use all the time. So you can use either the matching colour to go with your handle, or you've got the green, which is what the other piece that I use. So I'm going to pop that on because I think it'll look nice. So I'm going to trim it down because I want a 1.5 inch tag. So again, let me just bring in my guillotine. So we're just going to trim this to 1.5 inches wide. And while I've got my guillotine, not my guillotine, I'm going to use a piece of that scrap, well, a scrap piece of the vellum that I use. Yep. I'm going to cut that down to 1.5 as well. So I've not cut them down yet, because what I'm going to do is whatever stamp sentiment I'm going to put on there, I'm going to make sure it fits before I cut it down.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, look at that.
Perfect, isn't it?
It's just absolutely, you get that lovely embossed circle around there and everything. So this is where I'm going to bring in my sentiments, so which is why I said I'm not going to cut this down yet, because depending on obviously what stamp I'm going to pop on there is going to be depending on how short I cut it.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to pop that one on there, it's going to need to be a lot longer than if I just pop that one on there. And I'm going to use that. Can you tell I used that one before?
Oh yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little. Right, where
You need the stamp cleaning station.
Yes. Yeah, I've got one.
Good, aren't they?
It's so good. I literally just inked up lots of stamps and then cleaned them just to have a play. Now, I know I'm not the only one who did that. So let me just lift that up with it. So, because I'm going to be going onto this pearlescent card, and I don't want my water reactive one, I want my quick dry. Because it's coated, it's going to sit on top, so be careful because it's not going to dry as quick as you want it to. So what you're going to do is you're either going to force dry it with your heat gun or just pop it to the side until it dries. Don't forget and pick it up and then smudge it.
Okay.
So I'm going to put this on a bit of a jaunty angle. There we go.
Perfect.
So I am going to pop that there because I will forget. So what I'm going to do, actually, we're going to measure this one. And I think I'm going to cut it to 3.5. So again, I'm going to bring in my guillotine. I'm just going to pop that into 3.5 and cut it down.
Creative Blessings just says, I'd love to try the roll top design in your box for a card design using the rolled edge portion at the opening end. I wonder if that would work.
Yes. Yeah, so you'd have to put it in an envelope box or a box as a gift. But yeah, it would absolutely work.
Do it.
Pop that there. Put the lid on that. Handle.
Oh, yes.
Handle. So it should be adequately dry enough. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it that curve on the edge of the desk. It just naturally does it rather than me forcing it with my hands. It just gives you it itself. Now, if I hadn't have done that, it wouldn't be as easy to bend over. So we're just going to... we're just going to judge how long you want this. So... we're going to use red liner tape.
Okay.
Smooth them while they're dry.
I'd like to make this using Christmas paper to make a gift bag, says Clarice.
Yes,
They look nice.
absolutely. These will make beautiful
will.
gifts for under the tree.
They will.
Yeah.
I suppose they fit quite a bit in as well because they're big, aren't they? big bags. So everything's making me laugh now. Got the giggles.
You're not going to be able to say anything now. You're just going to make me giggle every time you speak. I see. I couldn't even say it. I went spake.
Spike. What should be Midlandsy there? Pammy loves the stamp cleaning station, and Casey says, my Charlie wanted to get into the Halloween mood too. He loves watching you all. Charlie the dog, I assume. I do have to say though that Charlie started barking at the teen wolf. Sorry, that's why I took it off. Scaring the dogs, and that's without the costume.
So I'm just going to roughly by eye judge the middle of here. If you're at home and you want to measure it more accurately, then absolutely. So let me just, I think that's roughly the middle. So give it a bit of a squish without squishing your roll.
This is looking absolute business, isn't it? How good is this?
So I'm happy with that. So my tag is still drying. So what I'm going to do is, where is my ribbon. Oh, it's all here.
Can you attach the handles with brads before you glue the sides down?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Clarice is asking.
Yeah, absolutely. Attach it with brads. And also, so if I just tip that, you can see the inside, you can see where, there you go, where I've attached it. So if you die cut another one of these out and attach it onto the inside, it's going to cover that up. If you're not happy about seeing the handle end, it's going to cover that up. And again, you tie in that decorative element all the way through your bag. So I have got a couple of ribbons from my stash at home, and we're just gonna, so I'm gonna, let me bring this back in. Before I cut them, I'm gonna roughly judge how long I want them, and then I'm gonna snip them away. And then I'm gonna cut 2 more, just a little bit shorter, and I'm going to tie these around the top. So let's pop this one on first.
I'm calling this early. The demo of the week.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah.
I do love a good gift bag.
I know we've got so many more demos to see before then, but this is a cracker, isn't it? No, it's not, it's a bag.
So I'm going to just put a nice little point on these. Oh, I nearly cut my finger then.
Well, don't do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, don't you do that. And then, oh, it's here. So my tag, I'm going to bring this in, and I've got a piece of pink ribbon, a lot thinner than the ones that I've got on my bag there, because this is going to tie through my tag. So let's just pop that in there. Just pull it through. So you could either tie it round there, but when I did it earlier, or with my other one, I tied it round and it just wouldn't hang nicely. You know, sometimes when you tie ribbon and it just doesn't go the way you want it to. So what I did was I got a tiny little bit of my red liner tape. I snipped it off, and where's my tweezers gone? Oh, there they are. So just using my tweezers, I'm just going to pop that just under my ribbon. And then I'm going to take that off. Come on, there you go. And then what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to stagger those 2 pieces of ribbon. I'm going to hold it with my tweezers because I'm going to find it easier. And I'm just going to pop that under there. And it's sitting nice and flat against my bag like I want it to, rather than if I'd have tried to tie it round there, it's going to be going everywhere, it's going to be going where I don't want it to go. So then I'm just going to get these last 2 pieces. I'm going to use my tweezers, it's easier.
The thing is, now everyone's got the design of this. Change the papers up. That's a bag for all occasions, isn't it?
It really is.
You know.
And again, you don't have to add the ribbon, but I love adding ribbon. But adding lots of ribbon makes it look fabulous as well. So again, we're going to just snip those edges. So they're all
you that told me last time you have drawers and drawers of ribbon, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I'm very much addicted to ribbon, gems, card, paper, dies.
Anything crafty, in fact.
So what I did on my other bag that I'm not going to do on this is I added a piece of ribbon across here. And I added that purely because on this one, if you remember, I put a score line and it comes out and down. And I just felt it needed something. But on this one, because I didn't add the score line on this piece of card and it comes up and round, I don't feel like I need a piece of ribbon on the top at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if I bring them both in, it looks totally different just by either scoring it or not scoring it. So I think besides, so this is where I brought all 3 sizes of my gems in. So what I did was, let me try and take one off. On the handle here, I just placed the really big one on the middle, and then just a couple. Sorry if you're seeing my head. Just a couple there.
This is looking blingalicious, says Lynn.
Oh, fab. I know, you've got to have, I think if you're having a handbag or a gift bag, I think it has to be a bit blingy, or a lot blingy in this case. So just one more gem, and I think I'm done.
Smashed it.
There we go. So I have, so let me stand that out for you guys to see from the front.
Right, that is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? That is just amazing.
And if I bring the original one in, the different, I mean, they complement each other beautifully.
I love it. I mean, are you joking me? That is just, what an unbelievable demonstration. Demo of the week, I'm calling it.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely phenomenal. Hannah says, I'm so glad I've ordered the cardstock. Perfect for this project. I think, says Maggie, this is one of the prettiest demos I've watched. Absolutely beautiful, Michelle. And Jeannie says, I remember the first day Michelle came onto Crafters TV. Look at her now.
Oh, thanks.
Susan Griffiths, the bag would be perfect for Mother's Day or for bridesmaids' presents with flowers in.
Yes.
So many things. Listen, just before we quickly recap on the deal, shall we just quickly get the vote going for Demo of the Month? So, I think this is what was up on the top shelf. I know one of these is definitely one of the week winners. I'm not convinced by both of the other two, but we'll go with them because they were up on the shelf. I only say that because I was sure that one was there, and then these two others, they're beautiful cards, don't get me wrong, but they just sort of appeared. But anyway, we'll go for it. So number one is this beautiful card made by Sarah. Some gorgeous florals on there. Her favourite card type as well. Number two is Michelle's wonderful album. This was a craft along, wasn't it? With the gorgeous Angel collection. How stunning is that? So that is number two that you can vote for Demo of the Month. And number three is, again, another Z Fold with Leanne. That was a craft along from, but it says Wednesday. It was a few weeks back, I think, because we haven't had any demos of the week in the last few weeks for birthday. So it's those three. So number one, number two, or number three. Get voting now. You've got about 3 minutes to get you voted on Demo of the Month, and that'll be the first star up on the new board that we have over there. Because, of course, our year, because people got confused about that, our year runs birthday to birthday, so October to October. So that'll be the vote for the Demo of the Month for this month, and then later on we'll do the vote for the demo of the show with Monday Makers, and then the vote for the demo of the day, which will be the first vote for the first project for this week for the new month in November. So confusing. I know what I mean. If that made any sense, I'm pleased.
It makes sense to me.
Thank you. I know I can talk rubbish and you will always understand what I mean.
Yes, always.
The Ellipse Edge'ables die collection. So if you want to be able to recreate what Michelle has made, you will need to pick up this set. It is available on a twofer, so if you do want to go to two for £15, two for $18. However, you can get all four with a more heavily discounted price, 20% off. So £20.44 is platinum price for all of the dies. $25.44 if you're shopping in the US. And these are the four designs that you are going to receive. They are absolutely gorgeous. They are going to kind of help you take your card projects to the next level, and indeed things like your bags, as you've seen that in that. Do you know what? If you just weren't sold on these, but then you think to yourself, well, I just want to be able to recreate that demo that Michelle's just on, they're worth purchasing just to be able to do that for themselves. But they're beautiful as well for things like your like your memory books too. Great for your card projects, great for your boxes, and as you've seen, beautiful bags as well. That one is the delicate lace. Then you're also going to receive this one, which I really love, the Dainty Daisy. So much detail in each and every one of these. Then you've got your Ditzy Butterflies. And lastly in this set is the stunning traditional swaddles. 2044, 2544. We have a result in already. I knew it. It was a landslide result. You know when it has been a landslide because the results come back so quickly. The demo of the month for October.
Number two.
Yay! Yay, you've won, Michelle! Congratulations!
Thank you.
Are there any, I don't know if we've got any ones actually. You need to get a glittery star to put on the board. They're normally, there are?
That is.
Do you want to go and?
Yes.
Go on. Go on. I think you might need to take your tape pen just to put a bit of tape on the back. Can we get Michelle putting it up on the thing? We've got a brand new roll of honour up there because, as I say, as of yesterday, we kind of took it all down because we go birthday to birthday. So Michelle's going to put her first star of the month up onto the board. Here we go. Yay! Fantastic. Thoroughly deserved, and I would have given you a star anyway for that amazing craft along project. So again, Michelle, if she just gave herself a little round of applause off camera. Why not? Exactly. If people have missed this, of course, you can watch back the show, but if possible, you will try and put up the details on your page, won't you?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I'll get that sorted.
Oh wow, absolutely brilliant. Feel free to keep sending through the Michelle love on this, because loads of you said what a great project it has been. If you did send in any photos, by the way, for your projects, we could quickly do them now. Gonna do them now? Yeah, we're going to do them now. Let's have a look then. So you guys who sent in pictures, let's have a look at your Halloween costumes. Oh, Alison, who's this? With the look at the cute pajamas.
Look at his squishy face.
Look at his squishy face. That is brilliant. Do we know who that is? Says it's my 10-year-old grandson at the age of 1.
That is adorable.
In his ghosty pyjamas. That is super cute. Look at this next. Look. There's a little moo cow there. Whose little moo cow is that? The little moo cow belongs to... Jamie's just trying to go back on his emails. Peggy Conrad. That's your little moo cat. That's cute, isn't it?
I love that. So cute.
And Karen, I'm loving all of your Halloween makes there. So that's from the Halloween box, isn't it, that we had? They're gorgeous, aren't they? Little treat boxes ready for the trick-or-treaters, filled with candy, no doubt. Absolutely love that, Karen. Thank you. I love the little the dog in the background there as well. And Grandma Fox and Cowgirl Barbie.
I mean, love it.
That is great.
Oh, I love the pink pumpkin.
Oh, yes.
Pink pumpkin, yeah.
Pink pumpkin in the background there. Fantastic. Hopefully you'll have a brilliant Halloween. Please feel free to keep sending those pictures through. Let us know what you're doing this evening if you are going out trick-or-treating or dressing up, having a bit of a party. Keep sending the pictures through and we'll show more during Monday Makers. But Michelle, once again, thank you for a fantastic craft along. That was absolutely superb. Superb. What a talented bunch we have here, don't we? Honestly, that's why you keep coming back, so you can see all of these demonstrations, you can be inspired, and then of course you can take these home with you as well and get crafting along with our guys. More amazing demonstrations and inspiration coming up on Monday Makers a little bit later on. We've got those door reveal dies coming up for you. We've also got the 3D scene builders and the zigzags and tons more. Listen, have a little break. We will come back in 2 hours time for Monday Makers. Until then, make sure you check out your baskets and we'll see you for that show in just a little while. Bye for now.